This is your daily market recap for Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. All right, this is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for Wednesday, August 31st, 2021, last day of the month. Hopefully you're doing well. Again, appreciate everybody's love and support. If you're new to the channel, please check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Talking in there all day, every day. There's always something to be talked about. Market is always adapting, changing, and how you are handling it mentally is usually the problem. Everybody is subject to interpreting the market as they believe. Their beliefs become the problems. So, on that note, this channel is really meant for people who have issues with being consistent. Not necessarily they don't know how to trade, because again, there are beginner materials in the Discord room, tons of it, 50 back to beginners videos. But I would advise people that, it's like learning a foreign language. You got to learn the alphabet before this really makes sense, because I don't want to talk over people's heads, because if it feels like that, that means you got some more work to do. So let's jump into it. Good old Texas tea, black oil. What do we say? Got up into the resistance zone, backed off. Boom. If you had XOP, Exxon Mobil shorts today, we talked about covering some of them. I covered all of them because, again, I think the market could get in this choppy thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if oil did drop, and that would cause near-term pop. It was a nice scalp. Keep in mind, you can only do so many things. We'll talk about oil later. I promise we'll dig deeper. As of right now, it's just, what is it? Hovering along the high end of range, right? Just chilling, hanging out. Nothing to really say. BTC dollar. What do we talk about? Broke this channel. Thing that's interesting about Bitcoin is it's not dumping, just holding flat. So I struggle with saying what to do with it. You're just in this support zone. Now the channel broke, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's bearish or bullish. You got to really start taking out the lows to get to going heading south of the border. Not looking at that yet. So anyway, someone said, it saw an ad said 80% of trades are made by AI, and you have been right about 80% of the time. Are you? Just kidding about you and AI. I'm right probably 90% of the time when I'm swing trading. But again, I tell you, I'm a sniper trader. I don't take a shot at every trade that's out there. I'm very patient. I let things come to my levels. When they come to my levels, I get rewarded. That's how that works. But you have to be patient to be high probabilities. More you trade, more you lose. Bottom line. So Bitcoin, not really sure. But if it holds up, should be bullish for the market. The dollar, just basing along the highs. We've talked about this 1,000 times. The dollar doesn't die of just getting crushed. No, it goes to the moon first, then it turns over. At this point, again, I've gone through the monthly. I'll do it. I feel like I have to do this because there's always somebody new. There's always somebody new, right? Who's like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it's like, the monthly. Check it out. Here you go. It's breaking out. But one of the things I don't mind if you're a bull on a monthly is what? Consolidation. Does it have to break out right away? You hope so if you're a bull. Does it have to? That's the hard part. You don't know. I would say at this point, it is going to ultimately go higher. I just think it could get a little choppy the next couple days. That's all. TLT, close at the lows of the day. Not surprised. Remember, position squaring for the end of the month. People are like, bonds have been pretty junky, right? If you look at from August 1st, literally the highs closing near the lows. Not surprised. Again, window dressing. If you're not familiar with that, first and last 3 days of the month are window dressing, aka position squaring, aka get your statements ready for your clients. So that's just the reality. So I don't really have much to say other than I would just watch the levels. I think at some point TLT is going to pop because of what? Inflation will peak here shortly. Now again, long term, no one's talking about that. We always got to trade the market we're in, but the repeating patterns are what? The monthly, right? Look at the monthly. Sorry, I thought I was on the daily. We're holding this chop zone. I apologize. I gotta get better at that. Got to get better at knowing what screen I'm on. So Here's what it is. Check out the daily, as you said. I mean, the action's just pulling back. You're near the lows, but you're not breaking lows. So, pretty tough to call one or the other. The VIX. I've said for a couple days here that I don't want, I mean, everybody knows, I don't want the straight line VIX up. I don't want that. I want the build a bear, build a base, whatever, and go. Because then you can really trade around it. And one of the things about the VIX, what? Obviously, it means volatility, but volatility doesn't always mean down. Volatility means up and down. So if the VIX stabilizes here and the market wants to pop for 3-4 days a week, and it comes back into the 23, 22 range, that's a gift, because then you can buy puts again and play it to the upside. Because, I mean, at some point we're getting up here. We're getting into the mid-30s. It's just a matter of when, not if. And again, if you like to actually trade the action and really, 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 really like take full advantage of the volatility, you want to see up and down, up and down. Traders market. Not, again, people who just buy and hold, we're not talking to you. And plus also too, you don't realize a bear market is just a trader's market that ends with a down move. And you're going to not like how this feels. The Vixen, what do we talk about? Breaking out. But hey, let it pull back. Come on, just in 30s, 29. That'd be amazing for what? Loading puts. Loading the putties. If you know what the putties are, right? We all know what the putties are. SPY. I mean, see my little alert there? Ding, 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 ding. It went off. Thought the point of control is what? We're going to hit this at some point. People were a couple days ago, weeks, whatever. They just couldn't hold their shorts. Couldn't keep their pants on. Now we're down here. Now what? You take profits. Just like here, you're probably going to bounce a little bit. I mean, the market just went from 420 down to 395. Come on, man. Just a little bounce. 405 should be just dandy. Minimum. Would love it. Because then you can buy some September calls. Wink, wink. Near term, near dated. Play the up. But also keep your October, November, September shorts going. However you want to play that. That's how I like to trade around it. And again, if you don't even buy calls, whatever. Let it pop up and then boom! Smash! Bring your hammer. Bring your Thor hammer later. You want to bring your Thor hammer up on ups. People are like, oh, I just want to short when it's dropping. It's like, well, do you always buy when it's going up? Because that can be pretty painful. Personally, no. I never, ever chase. People are like, oh, how do you win so well? I don't chase. I never chase. Chasing is always the stupidest move because guess what? At some point, the market will give you a what? Another entry. It'll come back. QQQ. Here we go. Here comes our little downtrend or uptrend. Imagine after hours, we're at 297.70. We got to as low as what? We got there good enough for government work. Close enough. After hours, we're down here. What is the current 297.70? I mean, is that pretty dang good or what, folks? Is that pretty dang good? Because if this ends up being a bear trap and rallying back, don't be surprised if it's like an indecision candle tomorrow and then Friday pop, Monday, markets close, holiday. Traditionally, the day after Labor Day is always bullish. 4-day closing, longest since 9-day banking moratorium. What is it? I mean, day after Labor Day has been up 16 out of 27, but down 8 out of the last 11. Yeah, but I still remember day after Labor Day money coming back in. So, again, here, if you're wondering where I'm talking about 297.70, here's the 10-minute after hours. Boom. Daily doesn't draw because it's daily only. I don't have intraday, but that takes us down to what? Our near-term bottom zone. IWM, we talked about IWM leads. Look where it's at, folks. We talked about this little area, A183s. Could go a little lower, sure, but it's the 100-day, it's the 50-day cross, and it's the old channel highs. Bounce. Come back to 190. I mean, you could even draw the point of control up right in there. Somewhere like 190. Whatever. Again, don't bring a ruler to the trading game because you're going to find it's very frustrating. IWM looks good. Gold, it's probably going to bounce, but guess what? It got sold to end of the month. Talked about this for weeks. Do you know that gold is what? Stuck. Cheddar. We know it's a big month and cup and handle on the monthly. No one's gonna argue that. I've been bullish this stuff since the cup bottom, which was a Head and Shoulders. Do you like clean hair, dandruff free? No, Head and Shoulders shampoo. Now you're back testing the trend line. You're at the 0.382. Remember, the 0.382 shouldn't get violated, but don't be surprised if it does, because look, this is the problem. When I look at the daily on gold, what do you notice? On the blowout top, the market makers had endless sellers. At the bottom, they're looking to break and bust people to make endless buyers for themselves. I don't see the volume, hence why I don't think it's bottom. That simple. Silver. I remember in the 19s, told y'all, hey, you bets to take your money. Talked about it could bounce here with the novice gap. Now we're in the free fall, making lower lows. All those silver bulls. Hush, shh, shh. Just lay down. Just lay down. Come on. Stop it. Every day is not ending in Y is not a day to buy silver. Maybe physical? Yes. To actually buy SLV, PSLV, whatever? No. It just drives me crazy because people are like, the market's rigged. And it's like, yeah, we know. Well, the market's rigged and you're going to cry about it versus just do what the market's doing. Oh, it's because you read a bunch of bullish articles and it went lower? That's the problem. You just got played by the market maker, son. He just came up to your house and said, you have to make a deposit with me. Well, I want to go long gold. And he's like, yeah, sure, right ahead. Go right ahead. Put that deposit in. I'll sell it back to you lower. All day, every day. Unfortunately, that's just how it be. Now we're back to my alarms. I mean, I still don't think we're at a bottom. I mean, maybe we bounce, but I don't see the volume. Keep in mind, GDX could not bounce worth of junk. Notice how where the May bottom is, and then go look at the GDXJ, and you tell me which one of these ETFs you want to buy. JNUG versus Nugget. JNUG. Look, we got back to the May highs. Yeah, this is not capitulation. Thank you, Scotty. You get it. This is not capitulation. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm not even worth zooming out on the monthly. I mean, I hope it holds here for bull's sake, because again, I don't care. I mean, if it bounces and then it capitulates, great. It's just not capitulation. I mean, anybody who's just trying to tell you it is and that you got to buy and hold this stuff, they just don't want to feel alone being a loser. I'm telling you. I've been there trying to tell people, I think this is a buy, and then they're like, well, Dan, it went lower. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. AG. Who remembers talking about buying it last fall into December? Then it had another low in January. Oh my God, it was a gift. And then it ran up, and we talked about you bets to get out because the freaking Ronald McDonald tagged us, said you better gets to going. Now it's dead money. Gone. Leave it alone. Here's the one. Please take note. If you are going to buy gold and silver or a gold miner, this one looks right because you got capitulation volume. You got the better action. But now it's pulling back on lighter volume. Knock them stops, son. That's why I got this blue target zone. Hopefully it just goes, 2 or 3 points lower. Again, have the Feds pivot? Please don't tell me they have. Because if you are, then I've lost all respect for you if you think the Feds have pivoted. PAAS. Pass on it. We said watch the volume here. Nope. Gone. Now again, if you're a bull, the better these things drop, the better you got buying ops on. Newmont told y'all it was going to bounce and then leave it alone. Just leave this thing alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because here, I'll show you on the monthly. Let me draw it real quick because it wasn't there. You had the same action in 2000s. Here, look at this. You had this nice trending up and then wham. And it went, what's crazy is it went from 54 down to 21 real quick. Well, here you go. You have this nice smooth uply monthly trend. And that's not me crapping my pants. That's literally Newmont crapping the bed. Are we done with the metals? I think, again, I love them. Trust me, when they're ready, we good. Letter X, somebody said to me, what is it, a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago, hey, you think it's strong? No, I just think it's playing games. There it goes. Now it probably should hold 22. Maybe, I don't know. Just leave it alone. VALE. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. The Scott bottom gap is going to fill at some point. New core. People were like, it's going to the moon. I'm like, it's acting good, but that looks like a double tope. Double tope. M. Let me hold on. I have a feeling you can see what's going on here. Da-da-da-da-da. Bears are loving it. I mean, it's pretty simple there. The M top. Now, again, it's always like, how do you know what tops and bottoms look like? It's like, man, they're just all repeating formations. So don't overthink it. That's an ugly M, but whatever. Should hold 100-day, hopefully near term. And then you can get out. CCJ. Man, uranium, I'm sorry, folks. When CNBC does a special on anything related to anything, it's a sell the news. Remember the last one they did was on Exxon Mobil, and that thing ended up dropping like 20%, probably like a couple weeks later, within a couple weeks. People are taking shorts up here. I dig it. Now, again, have a stop. Nobody's promising you anything, but it's channel high. I've said this before. Go look at the past. Even in 2008, uranium got blasted. Again, they throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you think CCJ and uranium names will not get thrown out with the bathwater, wrong. If you're shorting up here, cool. Tight stops, easy money, probably goes back down. I've said at some point this is probably a teenager stock, 16 to 18, smoking age or driving age. Worst case, 21. The age to what? Drink? Depends on where you're from. Arrow. I like the volume at the lows. We talked about stopping power. Stop, drop, roll. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys can make it up as you want. Pop, coming back down. Just keep it simple. I mean, I don't like when people try to confuse this. I don't. Mosaic, what did we say? If Sunshine Trader's listening, he was all bullish Mosaic. And I was like, you got to be careful on these gaps, my friend. Oh, the market action is bullish. I'm like, it's a bear market, hombro. And good guy's a good trader. But again, he doesn't short, though. Which just is what it is. You know? And again, I don't mean to pick on anybody, because at some point I'm going to be wrong and people can pick on me. I don't care. It just is what it is. But look at that. If you were looking for shorts, because again, speaking of shorts, pull your pants up, watch this one. Put your belt on. 3-gap trap. I don't remember if you're in the Discord room and you shorted CF and we talked about it. It was a hard trade because it's making new highs, looking strong. We said that doji. Gap. Oh. Now again, agriculture, fertilizer should be strong. Pulling back, probably bounces. Again, if it fills the gap at 113, short it with a tight stop. I'm not a financial advisor. Once was. I don't have any licenses. You can't blame me for your losses. You are the one who enter, hit exit, talk to the financial advisor. Ultimately, that is juicy. Juicy J. Yeah. Let's get into tech, because this is where I think if you're paying attention, it's time to go long ski. And now, again, I'm not talking about going long to the highs. I'm talking about you get into, maybe, who knows if it even, let me remove that pencil mark. You're into the support zone with AMD, right? I mean, it seems very obvious when you draw after the fact that, like, kind of looks like the line of least resistance is all these wicks here, the top there, it's the gap there from the past. This would be your upside target, 93, 95. Remember the Goldman upgrade at the highs? How awesome was that? Those guys are so nice to buddy pass it. Goldman upgrades it so every other broker can sell it to their clients. It's so friendly. It's such a friendly game of poker. It was a crazy game of poker. All right, SMH. Down after hours. Ooh. I mean, you probably should buy. 211. Not a bad price. Here's the gap. Man, there's so much going on here. So much confusion. Here's my guess, bouncing. Let me clean this up because, again, it's clearly wrong. But my point being is I'm starting to make moves in this. Because, again, you go from 247 down to 215 pretty dang quick. Maybe it needs to just fill this gap, 210. Now, here you go. Let me get out my own pen because I'm taking notes. Are you? Oy. Here's the first one that I think, if that gap on SMH, 210er, tomorrow. Oh, but what if it goes to 209.87? It's bearish. No. I'd watch that. I would absolutely put this on your watch list. Ooh, that line is not straight. Come on. There you go. Set your alarm for 210. I mean, I like it. People are going to say head and shoulders, yada, yada, blah, 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 yada, 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 invalidated. Just don't listen to the noise. Know your trade. Just do what you think is best. Just don't get too bearish whenever at the lows, and don't be too bullish at the highs. Like, keep in mind, that's how things reverberate and flip. And we don't know why. Someone's always like, why, Dan, why? I'm like, you don't usually figure out why till later. It's not how this works. We don't have inside knowledge. We're not Hunter Biden. We're not hedge funds, institutions. We're not on the inside trading. We're not Paul Pelosi and all of Congress. No. We don't know the why. But I do know the place. If that gap is touched again, that seems logical. How high now is it going to bounce? I would guess probably 220s. Look at the point of control, the 0.382. I mean, let me stretch this all the way back. Let me stretch her out. Come on. Somewhere like... No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Somewhere like that. Now, this zone, I mean... Let's tighten it up, because now that looks like it. Looks like it. Something like that. You guys, any questions? Because, I mean, it's amazing to me that everybody just gets bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs, and guess what? They get smoked. And when I mean smoked, like, not good. Like smoked trout, smoked cheddar, smoked everything. They get put in the smoker and cooked up. NVIDIA, we'll talk about it here for a second, because again, the news, where is it after hours, is at 142. All right, there you go. There's your reference, right? It's retesting the lows. Could it pull all of semiconductors down? If you're a bull, you hope so, because then you can get some discounts. The discount, Aaron Rodgers, double check. Double check. Yeah, no doubt. Because again, I mean, I think it probably will break, but here's what bulls, and this is the hardest part of trading sometimes, is you get to these like levels and you think it's just going to slam right through it. Just like you get up to the highs and you think you're going to slam through it. You back off. Look at it. It backed off 193 down to 165, got right back up. Would you not be surprised if some sort of repeating pattern where we get back down, we hit the zone, we're in it, we're in the down scary zone. You gap down and then it boink backs up to like 160s. Maybe it fills, I don't know, 167. Then it goes lower. And then everybody's like, what the heck? Hey, Bob, what's going on? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that they try to do. Again, just please be cognizant that you are the target of the market maker. You are not a genius. I am not a genius. We are the targets of the market makers. Does that make sense? They're trying to take our money, so they're not giving us easy information. We got to decipher this. We got to sniff out the farts, and we got to pick up the breadcrumbs, and we got to play Columbo or, whatever, MacGyver, and sniff out what's going on. Because there's a bomb about to go off intentionally, because that's what they do. I mean, at the lows, they're going to get this bad news, it's bearish, and it'll pop. And then at the highs, it's good news. Is it? Not really, but the market goes higher. I mean, that's a trader's market. People just struggle with this. Apple, we talked about coming into the zone. Well, here you go. You might open there. It's at 156.54 after hours. Probably going to hit the 50-day, right? Pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple. What's the next one on the list? Because there's so many. Meta. What an amazingly great short today. Who took that? If you're in the room, you don't owe me a super chat, but you should owe yourself a high five. Because we talked about it. Got up to, we drew this trend line. It literally hit it. Backed off. Goodbye. Goodbye. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, it's the point of control, like short term. You can see it. Yeah, 50-day. Yeah, I give out winners. If you're in the Discord room, I post them. And again, winners and losers. I mean, anybody around. How many times do I hand out losers? You tell me. I don't know. Not about this game of losing. You gap up on whatever news. It didn't even matter. Hits the 50-day. Doink. Probably fills the gap. At some point when 55 breaks, it's game over. Here's another beautiful trade. Netflix. It popped over my little point of control. I got in. I got stopped out. Ooh, you lose, Dan. Well, yeah, not. We lost. It worked the previous 2 days. Pretty good. And then what happened? Oh, it just gets to the 20-day, and it's even juicier because then it drops, what, 10 points. High five to you if you took that trade. Again, another great scalp. Netflix long term, I mean, all these tech names are going to go lower. It's just a matter of how they like play out in the next couple days. Because I anticipate what? Volatility. You either love it or you hate it. And I absolutely love it. Mr. Softy started buying. Oh, took some off yesterday. Started buying. Oh, it's at 260 after hours. Oh, no. I don't know. We'll see what we wake up to because the futures are at the low of the afternoon. Oh, no. Scary. Nah, not really. Think about it. Just went from 295 down to 260s. I would not be surprised if it pops. Talked about probably get 270s. I mean, maybe even 275. Again, if you're a bear, this is what you want. I'm telling you, you don't want straight line moves because then what happens after straight line moves is a lot more chop, like bigger, heavier chop. Like you get like a boom move here from 315 down to 270, and you're gonna get like this whipsaw action. I want the smooth, soft. I want like the yacht rock radio, like smooth down and then slide pop, soft, easy drop. Soft rock. No, what do they call it? Yeah, yacht rock radio. Like you don't. Again, if you get too fast, too furious here, you get like all this sloppy action. I don't want that. I want the yacht rock radio soft. I mean, we need to get the bounce soon because then it can be like boom, boom, kaboom later. If it gets going too fast, it's gonna get super sloppy joppy, and you're not gonna dig it. CRM. Put this on the trade list today. Bought some of that. Simple. At the support point. Oh, Dan, it's been murdered. Yeah, I see. I like CRMs. I mean, you're pretty useful. Here you go. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to tell folks. If you get these straight line moves, it's going to get really heavily volatile. Think yacht rock radio. Soft, easy, bouncing around. We're on the ocean. We're riding the tide, surfing, whatever you want to call it. Google, again, every day, there's always somebody like, oh, it's going up to the 140s. It's like, no, it's not. Pray that you can sell back up here and like 117s later. It's not at the lows, but it's holding up. Keep in mind, there's a lot of stocks that didn't make new lows today. Like Tesla. Or no, sorry, not Tesla. Like Netflix, Meta, Goog here, the Guggenheim, Mr. Softy. I think Apple made a new low. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. The fruit made a new low. Point being, whatever. Meta. Put MicroStrategy on your little trade docket. Because is it going to fill the gap at 215? I don't know. I was talking to some people about this earlier. I'm like, man, that's a really juicy spot. It's a really juicy spot. Now, again, you could draw it like that. My bad. I mean, it's just dropped from 361 down to 230. Ay, caramba, my. Oh, man, dude. I mean, I don't know. Could it pop 30, 40 points? Yeah. Tesla. Did anyone see Tesla's action today? Like, I remember looking at it and it was like, oh, it's down all day. Then it started to pop. Made a lower low, but closed back above it. Now, again, I'm not bullish any of this stuff long term. I just expect the pop. How high? I mean, how high is Elon? I don't know. Probably 280, 290. That's what I would look for. I would just keep it very, very simple. And I hope this helps. Like, it doesn't have to be that difficult. And again, if you go long, you don't have to go long big. Just hedge. Or take profits and have bullets to fire. I'm just telling you, stay all short, all in, all the time. in a trader's market. It doesn't work. You got to trade the volatility. Roadblocks. I told you to sell it up in the 50s. Told you to buy it down here with a VPA, volume price analysis, and a cooling. Look at that volume. Someone set the floor. You had a higher low. Zing, zing, zing. Took some points off of this. Now let it go. Starting to tighten up, making higher lows. Do you see this? You seen it? Higher lows. That's not what it was doing previously. Hopefully that is obvious. Like when I say obvious, I mean like obvious. Let me pull up Amazon real quick. Yeah, I mean, here you go. Here's your point of control, probably at 125s and the gap fill. Not a gap fill, but just a previous gap. Doop. We're going to get there probably. And again, just be aware that, here's something that I want people to notice. And if you've been around and you're hanging out, this is something that was very obvious previously. When the market was ripping to highs, it would close at the highs and it'd squeeze at the end. Right before what? The trend flipped. Well, now what? Now we're selling at the lows and blowing out at the bottom. Right before the trend flips. And now again, I'm not saying like we're going back to new highs. I'm just saying like you're going to get a bounce. But bounce. XBI. Didn't we say XBI typically leads? It was up 60 cents today. What's going on here? It broke below like the support zone, came right back, and then really tight action. Now again, I'm not saying it has to go like much higher, but I think it's gonna pop. That best spot. Let me clean up my pretend predictions, because again, I just draw like swirlies. Man, if you could get something like this in a couple days, and you could put the shorts on, go for a jog, take it for a run lower. That'd be nice. Where are we at? What do I want to talk about? Let's go to EXPI real quick and UTHR. Where are they? I don't even look at them ever anymore. They're so sad. Fundamentals. We talked about you could buy this thing when it made the lower low and bounced over it. Game over. I don't even know. I mean, people who own this stock in my company, I'm like, you're holding lottery tickets. Don't expect that much. UTHR wide and loose today. Wow, 208, 230. I'm gonna go pull that up because there gotta be some sort of news on that. That's not news. That's normal. What happened? They had no. Oh my God. Spikes and region attributed to favorable patent ruling in case against. Okay, we'll see. I mean, someone had a patent case against them. Whatever. Again, if you're not taking profits on this after we told you could buy it down here, and then it was acting great in a bear market, then it went on a rip roaring high, and then now it's chopping. If you didn't sell up here, I don't know what. Again, I mean, that's like the psychological barrier of FOMO, and that FOMO ends up eating at your soul eventually. And then guess what? You lose the money. Lose money. Let's talk about financials. At the 50-day. I mean, you can see that there's some spots here why I think it should bounce near term. I did not take any financials off. I know there's people talking about buying it, going long. Cool. I mean, it's due to bounce. I just don't care. I'm short the FAS. I'm short Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley popped today, and cool story. Again, just think about it. Like, if financials are popping, is the market gonna slam? Right? Like I said, will not be surprised when we wake up and the futures are positive. Just saying that. And also wouldn't be surprised to wake up and they're down 30 on the ES. I don't know. But things you don't see with financials holding up. Right? At point of control, near term. Not saying it's going to the moon. Just please don't put that in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. In my mouth. There you go. JP Morgan. No buyback, piece of junk. But even that thing is holding up. Last 3 days. We all notice that? Is it clear that we're seeing signs of what? Potential strength? We'll see if it sustains. I mean, that's all it is. That's why you go through all the charts every night. You watch these recaps and we watch them together and we hang out and we talk about this and we kind of game plan it. This isn't a dictatorship, even though I know probably more than most people here, but I have blind spots. I'm not perfect. USO, congratulations if you shorted up here. Hot damn. Somebody in the city. That was awesome trade right there. Seriously. Now what? Backs off. Probably due to what? Bounce? Did anyone notice UNG today? Because I was watching natural gas a little bit too. I'm like, hit the 20-day. Consolidating. We'll see. I struggle to know exactly how this plays out near term. Long term, I think it gets smashed. It's just, again, it's what do you want to short? Pick and choose your battles. I think that there's limited downside eventually in oil and gas. Why? Because there's shortages. There's a lot of things. I mean, there were shortages in 2008 and 2009. Saudis said they were going to cut supply. They're running out of... There was a books coming out called Peak Oil. All sorts of fun little silly games. Whatever. XOP. Where art thou, Romeo? Look at that. Talked about the short up here. Hit the 20-day. Pulled off at some drip. Now it hit... Man, it's crazy. It hit like 0.618, like within a penny or two. I still think that ultimately, if the market holds up, you're going to get some other chances at the XOP. That's why my alarms are set here for this little area. I'm thinking 147. Keep in mind, even down, and it came right back up. Then it went... We'll see. Keep in mind, like, there's a lot of momentum in the oil names because Senior Ricky and every Bobo trader out there is like, oil, gas, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. CCJ, safe, 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 safe. These folks don't know. It doesn't end well. Exxon Mobil, here's another amazing trade if you're following the channel. Talked about hitting the channel high. Talked about this little blue box would probably be a bounce. And what? 3 days, 101.93. Not bad. Again, people are like, oh, that's not a huge move. I don't care about necessarily how big the move is. I appreciate bigger moves, but if it's predictable, you can make it a big move. You can leverage it. Duh. Anyway. All right, I'm going to wrap it up and then go straight to the live questions and just chatting. I appreciate everyone who's watching. Again, if you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you start making money, please buy some real estate. Be smart. You don't have to marry the interest rate. You date it and you refinance later. Hard assets. I love when people troll me about real estate. And it's like, hey, man, people don't necessarily need an electric car forever, but they need houses. And if you look at the historical trends, that's the only thing that ever goes much higher. Because people need places to live, and if people aren't buying, they're renting. And interest rates go higher, guess what? There's inflation. And if there's inflation, the cost to rebuild and cost to build goes up. It doesn't lead to lower house prices long term. Just warning. Again, talk to me if you got questions about that. Love to be your agent as a referral agent, because just like Zillow, if you click on their website and you ask to talk to an agent, they take a percentage. Well, I would take a small percentage, and you actually would have a real person, not Zillow. Crap. Anyway, talk to you guys and gals later. We're going to keep going the stream. Peace. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.